One of the most common excerpts you'll see on audition lists for trumpet is a challenging section from the fourth movement of Scheherazade by Rimsky-Korsakov. In this video, you'll see how I coach a player through the exact issues that stop most people from playing it at their best. This excerpt is notoriously difficult for double tonguing, and in this lesson, my client shared that she felt stuck at a certain tempo barrier, so we spent half our session together digging into exactly that issue. You're going to be able to see how we explored solutions that made her playing feel and sound much easier, and along the way, we touch on some important conversations about trumpet pedagogy in general. If you're preparing for auditions, I want to let you know that I'm currently taking a small number of people into my audition coaching program. If you watch this lesson and you feel like the way that I coach resonates with you, check out the link in the description for more information on that program.
Yeah, I actually have a couple of things I want to talk about. Scheherazade, P through R. So that one exercise that I've been doing out of the Arbin all summer, I've never gotten to what would be the like an equivalent tempo of where I need to play P through R.
That's
yeah,
right.
And yeah, I'm slow. Like okay. I did it the other day at 79, which usually I top out at about 80 there, and I can't play faster.
All right, so sorry, I have to say something very quickly.
Yeah.
You should say that you have not yet figured out how to play faster.
That is true. I'm actually also reading Mindset, the book, because
that's a great book.
If yeah.
Yeah, I feel saying I can't do it is very fixed mindset, right? It's like you have determined that because you've struggled with it, you just like genetically or like whatever, you just like don't have it. But it just means that.
Yeah, I actually don't think that I can't do it, but I did say that. So
yeah, it's easy. It's just easy to frame it that way. Like even if you like don't actually believe it, it's easy to frame it that way. I just think it's my job as your coach to like pay attention to that stuff, I guess.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Can I hear you play it at let's just say 80. I just want to hear what happens.
Okay. Okay. I don't even think that is 80.
No, that was like 73. Do you want to set a metronome and try it for 80?
I mean, I'll try,
yeah,
but
I just want to hear what it like. Where I want to see if I can figure out where the hiccup is.
Okay.
Okay, can you put it on 80 and put it on the eighth note?
Yeah.
And make sure that you're going. Make sure you're going. That the 30 seconds are starting. The first thing I'm trying to check is, are you late? Are you late? Dot. Are you late there? Like, if you're late there, then that's a way that it's stacking. So we want to make sure. Now put the metronome, though, at like 60. And really focus on trying to get it to be where you're like right on top of that first eighth note.
Okay.
going to do it one more time. And make sure that you are really feeling not just dot digga 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 dot digga 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 dot digga 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 dot, but dot 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 digga digga, like you're almost feeling like you're going dot 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 dot. Like, I'm not saying beat the metronome, but almost as if you're like leading the metronome there.
I was going too far ahead, and then I got.
Yeah. Okay, so the other thing we want to do is we want to try not to go. What? We're gonna get to the other multiple tonguing, but I noticed that like a pines is the same way. If I stop or I cut that first note off, it's harder. So if I'm thinking instead of, does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally does. I feel like I'm having the same issue in second movement of Scheherazade also.
Okay, let's work through this one first. And
Yeah.
then we'll hear that. So just at 60 again, really feel like you're going. You're connecting it. It's on time, and then where you're really like making sure that that's got energy moving forward too. Okay, good. So the thing I would do, did that feel comfortable?
Yeah, it did.
So the thing I would do that I would try, and I think we should do it right now, is
Okay.
I would try just bumping it up by 4% and just keeping those same exact focus points.
Okay.
We're gonna build it up. It's probably gonna take like 7 or 8 repetitions. And we're just gonna, again, that's this all. I want you to think exactly the same thing. It's just gonna get slightly faster. And what we want to do is figure out, does when you get to 80 with these focuses, is it better?
Okay.
And if it's not better, then we have to tackle like the mechanism of double tonguing.
Okay.
So let's do 62 now. Good. Like this may feel like it's more, quote, legato than you might feel like the style is, but that's okay. That's perfect for now.
Okay.
All right, 64. Exactly the same thing. Okay, there's something else very small that I want to try to tweak and see what happens. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
When you're breathing, you breathe like this. Yeah?
Yeah.
So can you breathe? Maybe we've done this in the past. If we have, humor me. Can you breathe like that? Inside your mouth somewhere, it's going to get cold. Can you tell me where it gets cold inside your mouth? Just take a normal breath.
Yeah, it gets cold towards my throat.
Yeah. So can you think about the breath being more focused, keeping the lips closer together and trying to get that cold on the lips?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you play that same exact thing at 64 beats per minute, but breathe like that? with the wind on the lips.
Okay.
So not a big breath, nice and focused breath. That feel any different?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so now we've created, like, if we think about this as the mental representation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we have breathing a certain way. We have trying to play through the first note. We have making sure that the 30-second notes start right, that we're not late on those 30-second notes. We're not getting too comfortable, on the first note, and that we are driving through the 16ths and the measure where it's just 4/16. Like, that's the picture we're trying to do. So move it up to 67 and just keep doing that. If I was being really nitpicky, it felt like you lost the length on the first note.
Every time?
Maybe not every time, but it feels like it wasn't as consistent as previous, right? So what I'm trying to get is, like, my guess is that you, because of, like, what technique has felt like for you, you have certain, like, when it goes a certain speed or it's a certain thing, like, you have a certain, like, I'm going to click into the way it normally feels. I want you to try to resist that to the best of your ability and just play just try to focus on doing everything exactly the same as you did on the previous repetitions.
Okay.
So it's like you are trying in your head to control that space maximally. Yeah, that was, to me, that sounded much easier.
It was.
Okay.
And I made sure that first 16th wasn't done, but I could keep it open.
Yeah, I think that's a key part of this being successful, because then you're just following the air, right? You're not like, when it stops, I feel like that's when some tension might start to creep in.
Definitely.
And then like in an excerpt like this, if that happens regularly, it's like tension is just stacking on top of each other. Before we move on, I am noticing that 79 was like the first fast tempo you had in the whole thing of it. It's also normal for that to feel, that's just supposed to, like, it's good we're doing this at this exact moment, but that's just supposed to, like, make you aware of, like, what it feels like. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
Sure.
It's not necessarily supposed to, like, if it feels too fast, that's not like a good or a bad thing. It's just data.
Okay.
And then you have this, like, drop down of 67 to 75, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you just be like, okay, cool. Like you could do 67 3 times if you wanted to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So just as a, like, I don't yet know how to put, like, I mean, I do know how to do it, but I haven't put, like, words in there. But the drop down tempos on when you have the faster and then the slower, that you could do the drop downs multiple times if you want.
Okay, because I have.
Good. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, because especially, like, because a lot of these I've been doing the note groupings, and if I go to do them at tempo, like, it's not right. So I have to use the drop down, and then from there, I have to do it a couple of times, and then I can play it.
Like, I wouldn't do it much more than, like, 3 times. Limiting yourself from an efficiency standpoint and, like, a focus standpoint, right?
Sure.
Okay, so you were at that was
67.
That was 67. All right, let's do 70. So just play it exactly the same. Good. That actually felt like it was maybe slightly ahead of the metronome, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
73. Play exactly the same way. Good. I want you to do that one more time. I understand why this happened, but it felt like there was some effort that started to creep in on the faster notes that wasn't there before. So I don't want, like, it's going faster, but I don't want you to feel like you have to, like, tongue harder or do more. So if that means it's still on that legato side of things right now, that's fine. I want it to try to sound exactly the same way as it sounded on the previous repetitions.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't try to do more to get the notes to come out, right? Like, don't add effort to try to make this happen. Just focus on the air flowing and keeping things long and all the things we've been focused on. Yeah. Okay. In the middle of that, there was one of them that was like taka 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 ta. Did you feel what I? Yeah. There was only one of them, and that one all of a sudden sounded harder, and then you slipped back into playing it like long and easy. Now on this side of Zoom, it wasn't like the one that was shorter was any more clear.
Okay.
That's the thing about excerpts that I've learned about this is, like, especially you. Your articulation is so clear. Clarity is not what you're going to have to worry about on this excerpt. Flow in the back end of the note is what you're going to have to worry about more.
Okay.
You know, I mean, there are players who, like, they have this flow and everything is, like, nice and easy, but, like, there's the front end of the note doesn't have as much clarity or as much excitement, and they need a little bit more of that ping. You don't need more ping on the front end. You just need to focus on, like, trusting that that's gonna, and, like, I struggle with this too, trusting that it's gonna be enough. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, when I play this excerpt, it's very tempting to want to go like, because I want it to be clear and percussive, but if I go like, I don't think it's any less clear.
No, it's not.
But it sounds easier and it's more fluid and it's easier to play. That's kind of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do it one more time. What are we at, 73?
Yeah.
Let's do it at 73 and see if you can just have complete consistency. Also, this is the first time I heard that da 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 had a tendency to be, on some of them, to be slightly behind. This is a place that I think this is actually a place where I think it's super easy to lose time. Like the 4/16 notes. It's like weirdly, like, you would think that's the easy part, but that is where I tend to lose time more actually than the 30-second double tongue notes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good. So towards the end, the 16th at the beginning of each of these phrases had a little bit of, it was a little cut off. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like what you had at the beginning of it.
Okay.
So that's what you're trying to implement here throughout these slower repetitions, yeah? And, like, we're in that range. Like, you left off at, you know, and so, like, that's the other thing is you can just hit too fast, you know? And it should back you up. So you should be able to, like, with the slower repetitions, hover right around, like, what's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the faster repetitions that will sort of push you a little bit faster for a second so you don't get stuck in that comfortable, easier thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't necessarily do this, but I want to keep going to see what happens at 79. So let's do 76. Just focus on playing the trumpet exactly the same way. Okay. That was actually among the best runs of it,
Yeah.
I thought.
But I felt like, though, I was getting behind.
I thought you were pretty much right on, but it did not sound it, but we're going to find out at 79. So 79, same thing, it's just happening slightly faster.
Okay.
So just feel like you're moving through those bars just a little bit more, but play trumpet the same way. Yeah, just at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you that all of the those bars were completely fine. Where you slightly fell behind was the 4/16 notes.
Okay.
It's weird. Like, you have to push through those more than it feels like.
Yeah.
Like, because it's very easy to go instead of you know what I mean? It's like it's very easy to almost like slightly relax on that measure.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I feel like you're getting behind until the very end at 79. It like you lost. It was like the tongue got not tied up, but it like slowed down slightly.
Okay.
But I felt like that was a significantly more successful run than you started with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the thing that's to me is important about this is we learned that your double tonguing itself is not the culprit. Right? So like it can, and that's the thing about practice I find very hard is getting down to the root of like, what is the thing stopping me? For you, it's not like your double tongue. The whole entire time, generally speaking, your double tonguing has had like a lot of like flow and ease to it. It's the stuff around it that we kind of had to, connecting to the double tonguing and making sure it starts on time and then making sure you move through the other bars. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like all of the other stuff that seems easy. That's where I felt like you were where it got heavier and some tension was in what's the word? Introduced.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
No, that I would agree with that for sure.
Okay. Do you want to try it at 82?
Sure.
Let's just see what happens if we keep going.
I feel like, I mean, when I do practice this excerpt, I feel like it's how I start it. It's obviously what I thought was the 16ths that I dut and then go on. But I also feel like taking the breath, the fact that you mentioned the breath, because I feel like a lot of times everything's just not ready to go.
Yeah, so the wind on the lips thing, it's an Arnold Jacobs thing.
Yeah.
And I try to breathe that way on every single thing that I do. The main reason is that I just feel like I'm, like you said, it's like, then like everything is set up for me to just to like let go of the air.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to reset after the breath or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's try 82. And again, don't think about it being faster. Just play the trumpet the same way, just faster. Yeah. So it's like I said, it just gets towards the end. Maybe the tongue is getting tired or something like that. But just towards the end, it like starts to like unravel slightly.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like I'm behind, and then I start to push, but I can't push.
Now, can you do it once just without the metronome? Try to go at 82. So you're just feeling like so again, I think we've talked about this, but the difference between 67 and 82 is groove, right? Like 67 has this kind of like slow whatever groove. 82 to you might feel it's a little bit more like spirited, you know? But you need to play the trumpet the same way you've been playing it. If you want to hit the metronome at 82 to kind of get a sense of like what does that tempo feel like, but what I want you to do is to get away from the metronome for a second and just focus on healthy production and being in that groove. And I want to see if that helps, because what I don't want to have happen is I don't want you trying to stay with the metronome to cause problems, right? You hear, oh, I'm not quite with it, so then you do this course correct that's not helping. So let's just see what happens if you hear 82 and then play without the metronome. So sing in your head, try to get this groove, right? Where you're just playing a groove. I'll tap along with you to see. So this is going to sound harsh, but I feel like you lost a lot of what we had talked about.
Yes.
You lost the connection from the first note to the next, and then the 16ths felt like you were trying to make them clear rather than just like blowing through them. So let's do it again. You were hovering around 80 until the end. It kind of dropped down to 76. So it was like still like the tempo was still there for where we were aiming for. It just sounded hard, right?
Yeah.
But so now what I want you to do is I want you to hit the metronome at 82, let it go, and I want you to do it all in your head. I want you to visualize every single element in your head. Now just play what you heard in your head. It was better. Like I said, towards the end, you kind of lose it a little bit. So does this make sense, though? Like, I don't think your double tongue is the problem. I think it's shifting so that you play it the way you were playing it earlier.
Yeah.
I just think, like, I mean, the simplest way I can put it is I just think you're working too hard.
Sure. Yeah. I'd agree with that.
And so, like, the next time you play it, it'll be at 71.
Okay.
In, like, a week. So, like, essentially, this is fine. It'll be an interesting experiment. Like, feel free when you're walking around, just, like, enjoying life, to, like, sing this stuff in your head, you know what I mean? And try to see if you can, because that's all we're doing is we just need to get the picture in your head to include that more easily.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay.